Beto O'Rourke did a town hall in Texas. Of course, he's running for governor against Abbott. And he had a little bit of a viral moment here. He was talking about the Uvalde school shooting. And somebody in the audience was like kind of, I don't know, heckling or laughing at him or something like that while he was talking about the issue of guns. And then we got this moment right here.
I'm going to make sure that now 11 weeks since we lost 19 kids and their 2 teachers shot to death with a weapon originally designed for use in combat, legally purchased by an 18-year-old who did not try to obtain one when he was 16 or 17, but followed the law that's on the books, ladies and gentlemen, that says that you can buy not one, you can buy 2 or more if you want to, AR-15s, hundreds of rounds of ammunition.
Let me just pause to say, this issue specifically is actually one that I've been moved on. Because I was of the belief for a very long time that we should draw a clean line for everything. And say, look, 16 years old and up, you can buy alcohol, you can buy tobacco, you can fight in the military. Like, I think the legal age for everything should be 16, right? That was my old position. But having watched the fallout of this Uvalde school shooting, reading the accounts, looking at the timeline, I've come to the conclusion I have no problem with making one exception to that 16-year-old rule. And that exception is firearms. Because it is true, a lot of these mass shooters are disturbed young men, and a lot of them wait until they, become the legal age to buy a firearm, which in this instance was apparently 16, and they could just go and buy it and then do the mass shooting. Now, this kind of weird loner loser did not have the black market connections to illegally get a gun, so he had to wait until he was old enough to buy the gun legally and then do the mass shooting. If we raise that age, if you make that age like 21, I mean, I do think that can have some impact. And who the fuck knows what would have happened with this guy, right? Like, it's possible this guy would have gone on a mass stabbing and killed like 1/10 the number of people he killed. That is possible. You never know, right? But number one, a lot of lives are saved like that anyway. And number two, it is possible by the time he's 21, maybe there are some changes in his life and he isn't as suicidal, homicidal, insane, etc. Right? So, I think the point he's making here is actually a strong one. And, I mean, the numbers are overwhelming, right? It's so many young, disturbed men who do this. So, to change the rule to make it like 21 and older to legally purchase a gun, I mean, I get it, man. That really makes sense to me.
And take that weapon that was originally designed for use on the battlefields in Vietnam to penetrate an enemy soldier's helmet at 500 feet and knock him down dead, up against kids at 5 feet. It may be funny to you, but it's not funny to me, okay?
Yo. I gotta lower this. That was loud as hell in my earbuds. Here we go. Run that back.
That weapon that was originally designed for use on the battlefields in Vietnam to penetrate an enemy soldier's helmet at 500 feet and knock him down dead, up against kids at 5 feet. It may be funny to you, but it's not funny to me, okay?
Wow.
We're going to make sure that our kids who are starting their school year right now, that they don't have to worry.
All right, there you go. Yeah, that seemed like a genuine moment. Like, whenever I watch Beto O'Rourke clips, I'm always looking for like the insincerity and the smugness and the fake acting. Like my eye has been trained to look for that, and my ear has been trained to listen for that, because that is Beto O'Rourke. He's like very acty all the time. But I don't know, that was a quick, on his feet moment. That seemed like a genuine moment. I heard somebody laughing as he was walking through that, and he's like, maybe funny to you, motherfucker, but it's not funny to me. I mean, kind of based, right? Kind of based. I will say, though, Beto O'Rourke, I think he's down in the polls to Abbott, but he's not down by as much as I thought he would be down by. I don't remember the last numbers I saw. I think it was like 5 points or something like that. Put it in the comment section if you know how many points he's down. I think it's about 5, depending on which poll you look at. I don't know what the average is. So he's closer than I thought he'd be, but I do still believe Beto made, like, the cardinal sin where he sort of disqualified himself from being governor of Texas, which is the very famous moment during the Democratic presidential primary debates where he said, like, yes, I'm coming to take your guns. Because that's, I mean, look, even to me, and I'm a moderate on the issue of guns, I hear that and I'm like, nah, too far. Like, I don't want, all guns to be confiscated? To be fair, I don't know if he was saying he wants all guns to be confiscated, but just that line, like, yeah, I'm going to take your guns. I mean, that sounds like you are saying that. Even if that's not your position, it sounds like it is your position, right? And you're talking about Texas here. Texas is culturally very pro-gun. I mean, I'm sure the numbers show plenty of reasonable regulations are favored, like universal background checks and stuff. But to say, like, yeah, I'm going to take your guns, it's really hard to win the governorship of Texas if you say that shit, right? So, and again, I don't even support that position, insofar as he was actually saying, I want to, like, confiscate all guns or whatever. But anyway, this was a genuine moment, kind of surprised. It was kind of based, and I see why it went viral.